Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome on into another episode of the Rust Belt Rivalry Podcast. I'm Brian Phillos. My co-host Nick is back in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. As usual, we are talking Brown, Bengals, Buckeyes, recapping NFL last week, week 17, looking ahead to week 18. Nick, I see you got your vino with you. How are we feeling today, pal?
It's a cab, Bry. I'm feeling good though, man. I'm feeling good. How was your Christmas? Good?
Oh, Christmas was great, baby. Christmas
Yeah.
Christmas came for the kids on Christmas, and then Christmas came for Brian when we beat the Steelers on Sunday. So there was not many
I,
complaints.
this is what the second time we've been able to I guess appreciate both of our teams winning the same week. I feel like that hasn't happened. So
How sad is that we've done this for 17 episodes and only two times both of our teams have won?
yeah, that's bad. That's really bad. But no, man, I'm doing good. Bengals, of course, looked like a great team. And I'm very excited for this Bengals Browns game though coming up. I think it should honestly be a pretty exciting game.
Yeah, are you planning on going? Did your dad sell the tickets?
I think he's given them to a buddy, but yeah, I am not going down to watch that game. Absolutely not.
Yeah, not a whole lot of reason to. Well, I hope your Christmas was good. Everybody stopping in. I hope you all had a good Christmas. I hope we're looking forward to a Happy New Year tomorrow night and a Buckeyes
Yep.
victory, but we'll get into that later as well.
Yep.
Um, Nick, you mentioned the Bengals game. Tell
hmm
us about it. Tell us about Joey Burrow going 5-2 when he's healthy.
Everybody looks great, man. I mean, the defense, besides everybody besides Geno Stone, our safety, looked pretty good. And you know what, Brian, give me a little bit of clapping here, a little bit of a cheer. Our number one draft pick, Shamar Stewart, got his first sack in his NFL career. Let's go.
Yeah. Now,
So
now he's a defensive tackle, right?
yes.
Okay. Well, we've been kind of giving him a lot of shade, but traditionally defensive tackles do take a couple years to really develop in the NFL, so that's not too terrible.
I don't know. We'll see. He has been hurt too, but I'm not really optimistic yet. But no, I mean a lot of the young guys actually stepped up on defense. Miles Murphy had a pretty solid game too. That was another guy going into this season where it was just like this guy's got to get going or we're talking bust. And he's definitely stepped up from last year, so I'm happy to see that. Um, on the offensive side of the ball, man, just pure dominance. Chase Brown, 101 yards, 2 touchdowns. Chase Brown has had a phenomenal second half of the year. Burrow looking like Joe Burrow out there, of course. I mean, him and Jamar looked like that they were back on track, which was great. But none of this matters, Brian. So yeah, just bring it in the next season because everybody's going to come back, including Zach Taylor. So
I disagree a little bit there. I mean, I don't think it doesn't matter. I think honestly it just proves that the Bengals, the AFC runs through the Bengals right now, right? Like if Joe Burrow is healthy, which is a big if, but
I don't know. I think you have to look at who they've played the last 2 weeks too. I mean, you're playing the Cardinals. You're blowing them out. I get it. I get where you're coming from,
but the
but I
Cardinals.
just feel like this happened last year too, and nothing came of it really. So I
Okay, you say that, but the Bengals were without Joe Burrow for what, 8, 9 games
yeah
this year?
yeah
So, like, when you don't have your starting quarterback, you can't really expect, like, I mean, for what's his face to go 500 a couple years ago, that was kind of you hope for that, right? That's what you hope
yeah.
for when you have a backup in there. So I don't know. I mean, I would be excited if I was you. I mean, like 5-2 with Joe Burrow playing, they're probably about to be 6-2. Let's be realistic after this week. I mean,
I don't know, man.
there's a lot to look forward to, and then you got hopefully you can actually make your defense better. We got Bobby C jumping in here with the salute there. I don't know if that's a Bengals fan. That looks like a Browns fan
I have
logo
no
there.
idea.
Love it. Um, but yeah, no. Well, let me ask you this. Okay, so if you had a healthy Joe Burrow. We know right now in the 7 games he's played, they've gone 5-2. If you had a healthy Joe Burrow this season, what do you think? Do you think they could have won the division, which honestly is not too difficult?
I it's a tough call, Brian. I mean, I want to say yes, but I think they lose the majority of those games with how their defense played. Um, but yeah, I mean, you could definitely count a couple of games to where it's like, okay, yeah, the Bengals definitely probably would have won if Burrow were starting. And how, like you said, how wide open the division has been this year. That's why it's so frustrating. Like this was their year, man, to really dominate. And they only needed a couple, like what, 3 more wins most likely. And I mean, they couldn't figure it out. And let's go back to the 2 weeks in a row where they lost to the Jets and the Bears. 2 games they should have won and they blew it. I mean, you have to go back and think about that. I mean, it's crazy, and those were without Burrow. So, yeah, I mean, that was definitely one of the bigger issues for sure. But it's just too little, too late. Like I said, I think Zach Taylor will be back next year. Duke Tobin will be back next year. But I'm telling you right now, they have got to make some moves in the offseason. They have to. I actually saw somebody talking about that they should trade for Jesse Bates, their safety that they didn't sign. I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. Why not?
Your owner just doesn't like to spend money for whatever reason.
I know. Well, and Brian, I saw something else too, and this is driving me nuts. I don't know who it was. It may have been I don't think it was somebody on ESPN, but I know Dan Orlovsky he commented on it, but talking about some of these franchise quarterbacks that, might get traded in the offseason. And Joe Burrow was on that list. And I'm just like, in what world? In what world? Like, can I see Lamar Jackson? 100%. I'm predicting that he's honestly going to get traded. I am. Yes.
No.
Brian, if these rumors are true about like him and Harbaugh not being on the same page, that's a problem going in the next year. And honestly, think about this. If he doesn't suit up on Sunday, bigger problem.
Lamar?
Bigger problem. Yeah, I do. I think the Ravens have a better chance of beating the Steelers with Huntley at this point. I really do.
No.
Don't give me that. No, tell me why. Tell me why right now. Lamar has
Lamar
looked like crap.
Huntley. Stop.
He has not looked good, and he's not healthy.
Okay.
Brian,
right.
They have not. Harbaugh has not said who's starting, correct?
Not to my knowledge. No.
I don't think he has. It's going to be very, very interesting. I'm so excited to watch that game.
Listen, I will get into this in a little bit. We'll go down this road. I feel like we're already here, so maybe what the hell? We'll get into the Browns here in a minute. But since we're already talking about the Ravens, I don't think it matters which quarterback. I mean, just watching the Steelers without DK Metcalf this week, they stink, dude.
They do.
They stink.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to be a problem for the Ravens with Snoop Huntley. I don't think it matters. Like I feel bad for my friends that are Steelers fans. Not really. I mean, they win enough, but I think they're going to lose before they even get into the playoffs when we have this playoff game again, regardless of quarterback. But no, to your argument, I think Lamar is injured, but you don't just go from MVP seasons to like just dog bleep. You know what I mean? Like
I get where you're coming from. I get it. I'm looking at the spread real quick for this game. I just want to see. It's Sunday nights. Steelers are plus 3.5. Holy crap. That is crazy.
Well, I told you they look terrible. I mean, so let me talk about the Browns and the Steelers then. Okay, so here's a game where Steelers are favored at the Browns Stadium. Nobody's thinking the Browns are going to win. Honestly, I think most Browns fans were kind of hoping that we would just lose close because, I mean, at least that's what I was saying because, like you mentioned earlier with the Bengals, the Browns have nothing to play for almost. I mean, aside from morale and the rookies getting some wins, which I'm all about, but in all reality, like the long term here is to build a better team, right? Which we haven't been good at. But it was a weird game, right? It was like Shador started off super hot, and it almost seemed like I think he was like 10 of 12 or 11 for 13. and he had a touchdown and a two good drives to start. Once Fannin went out, it was like the whole offense just sputtered. And, you know, it was unfortunate, but the offensive line all of a sudden forgot how to block. You're looking at your offensive line who's ranked 32nd before all the injuries. 4 or 5 starters were out. You're working with then your third and fourth string tight ends, your second, fourth, and fifth running backs. Like, it was just not good. There was a lot of bad around him. And honestly, after that hot start, I don't know if it was the Steelers
Hey,
making
Brian,
adjustments.
hang on a
Yeah,
second. Can you hear me? I
yeah,
lost
I can
you.
hear you. I can
My
hear you.
computer is completely frozen. So I'm
Just
sorry.
keep going
Hang
here.
on a
I'll text
second.
you. I'll
I know
text
you can hear me, but I don't know what's going on here. God bless America.
we got a little
Bear with
technical
me.
difficulties here. I can hear
Keep
you.
keep talking. Just keep talking. It's your show here.
So anyway, so I think after that, Shador really did not play very well. Um, I don't know if it was the defense that the Steelers just cranked it up a
I'm
notch
sure
or
this.
what happened there, but Shador just started. He obviously had 3 really bad throws, right? 2 of them that ended up in interceptions, and one that almost ended up in an interception.
I'm gonna go to my phone here.
But the the Ravens, or sorry, the Steelers on the offensive side of the ball looked like they were more concerned about game planning for Myles Garrett than they were winning the game. Honestly, I saw. Let's see if we can drop Nick out here and add him here. You good now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, that's a lot of echoes, dude. You gotta mute that bad boy. Anyway, um, so the I think the Steelers were just more focused on not giving up the sack record to Myles Garrett than they were actually winning the game. Aaron Rodgers, I saw him, I
Yeah.
think 3 or 4 times. He was here. Hang on a second. Let's kick you out.
Is that better? No.
How's that? There we go.
Sorry, that's better.
You're good.
I'm sorry
We're
about
good.
that.
So anyway, yeah. Again, Aaron Rodgers was just throwing it in the dirt. He was throwing screen passes for -4 or -5 yards just to avoid sacks, which was, I don't know. I thought it was kind of silly, but it is what it is. And ultimately, I
Yeah,
think that's what cost the Steelers the game. That, and
I
I
agree.
don't know what the heck he was thinking. He threw the last drive of the game where the Steelers had a chance to tie it up. They're driving down the field. The Browns are playing prevent defense. The Steelers get into the red zone. And what does Aaron Rodgers do for the last 3 plays of the game, which he hadn't done all game? He throws 3 balls at Denzel Ward. I don't know what kind of game plan that was. I know Aaron Rodgers was yelling to the sideline saying, like,
Yep.
no, just let me handle it. Just let me handle it. Dude, you got Marquez Valdez Scantling going up against Denzel Ward. What did you think was going to happen? I mean, come on.
That was weird. He had a guy, I can't remember who it was, but he had somebody wide open on the last play of the game too, and just
It
didn't
was
even look.
insane. So,
Yeah.
yeah. One other thing I love from the Browns side of things, this kid, Carson Swessinger, some people are calling him all kinds of different names because of how great he's had a rookie season. This kid was out there like just limp, like he couldn't even walk, and he didn't come out of the game. He played the entire game. It was
Yeah.
phenomenal. I couldn't believe it. I was so impressed. But ultimately, the Browns win. Again, it hurts our draft stock or whatever. I don't really care. I think it was great for the rookies. I think it's great to get some momentum heading into the off season there. And I mean, I guess my one question for you before we start talking draft is Mr. Jimmy Haslam, the owner of the Browns, said that 3 wins this year was
I know where this is
unacceptable.
going.
So now we have 4 wins on the old Brownies book on the docket. Do you think that Barry and Stefanski, regardless of the outcome of the game this coming week with the Bengals, do you think they're safe?
I would like to say no. I do not think that they're safe.
Hmm.
Because I just feel like 4 wins with this roster is unacceptable. I if the Browns lose to the Bengals, there is no way in heck Stefanski's coming back. There's just no way. But I don't know why, man. I just feel like I see Andrew Berry coming back instead of Stefanski. But I would think if they let go of Stefanski, you have to get rid of Andrew Berry too. You have to clean house. You have to.
Oh,
Um,
100%.
so yeah, I mean, but even if they do beat the Bengals, yeah, I mean, I still think it's probably their time's up. I mean, I heard the soundbite of Stefanski's interview where he was talking like, are you going to be the head coach here next year or whatever? And he's just saying, it's a privilege to, be a coach in this league. It's like, dude, he's really good at dodging questions too. And another thing that really bothers me about Stefanski and his freaking stupid interviews, because I mean, I listen to him, is every time like the reporter asks a question, he'll always say their name, his or her name, like during his answer, and it drives me nuts for some reason. I don't know why, but I don't know if you've noticed that before, but now you're never going to get it out of your head when you start listening to him.
I
Now it's gonna
mean,
be too little too late because he's gonna have one more press conference most likely. So
I mean, I'm very torn on all of this. I really don't want either of them back. If they fire Stefanski and basically like dump all the blame on him and keep Barry, I don't understand. Like this is the architect of the team. They
yeah,
were in lockstep and thought partners and all this BS they've been feeding us for the
right.
last 5.5 years. So I would be frustrated if they did that, but
Hmm.
I could totally see it because it's the Browns after all. It's like, hey, we give you a crap team, but shame on you for for not winning with that
Yeah,
crap.
right.
Um, but yeah,
What?
no. The other thing again with the Browns, we've been talking a little bit of draft. So with the win over the Steelers, they actually dropped. This was before they actually dropped to seventh behind Washington at the moment.
Okay.
Um, what what do you do if you're the Browns? You've seen Shador, very limited, obviously. It's looked like a rookie at most times. With the seventh pick, I mean, obviously, I think you'd have to trade at least two first rounders, so maybe two first rounders this year and a second, possibly to move up,
Yeah.
5, 6 spots, maybe even more. I don't know. I'm not looking at the trade chart thing, but what would you do? Would you try to trade up for one of these quarterbacks? Would you stand pat if you were the Browns?
I just feel like the Browns do not have a good track record of doing this to begin with. Um, I would stay put and try to find weapons on offense. I think I said that a couple weeks ago, and I stand by that. I just, they're gonna find a way to mess it up regardless. Like it's just what they do. I just, no matter, maybe it will be different if Barry's not, there next year, but Brian, I don't know, man. It's a tough one. I don't think that they would do it. I think that they're going to stay at 7 and try to find somebody to help their offense, um, and just maybe roll with Sanders or try to find some free agent, to back up. So, I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
What do I think they're gonna do? I think they're gonna do something stupid, but what do I hope that they do? Um, I honestly, this is, I don't know that I've ever said this, but I honestly, when they were in that like 2, 3 spot, I was hoping that they would trade down actually to
Yeah.
like 8, 9, whatever, something still in the top 10. Um, Maybe grab another second rounder. Maybe fleece somebody like we did last year with the Jaguars. Um, that would be
That was
great.
great.
Yeah, it'd be great in my opinion if we could do that again. That'd be even better. Just because you're going into the off season, I believe, with only two of the offensive linemen under contract right now, and one of them is retiring almost certainly. Another one has been so injured that he's missed more games than he's played over the last 6 years. And to me, it just you need offensive help, offensive line help. We also obviously are desperately in need of a wide receiver one. So my hope was, Browns stay within the top 10, hopefully still get Carnell Tate if somebody else is in love with Tyson.
Mhm.
So they trade down, maybe, like I said, with New Orleans, pick up another second round pick this year. They pick at 27 and they pick 2 picks in the second round and get offensive tackles, offensive guards, whatever it is. But just try like hell to rebuild this wide receiver room and this offensive line that is just
Yep.
decimated for a long time.
Yeah.
But that's enough of that Browns talk there. It looks like Matt from Slosh Sports has got a question for you.
Oh boy.
It says, before you answer, yes, Cincinnati is basically part of Kentucky. Oh boy. So if Caleb Downs, because I told him last week that Caleb Downs is your number one, I think if things haven't changed, he's your number one guy. So he says if Caleb Downs is already off the board when the Bengals are on the clock, who is your ideal fallback pick and why?
Anybody that can go after the quarterback. I don't care at this point. I really don't care. I really like Ruben, what's Gilbane or whatever from Miami, but I think he's going to get picked up at probably top 5, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, if Caleb Downs is there, I feel like you have to pick him at that point. But that's a really good question, man. Like I said, I do honestly don't care at this point. I want them to not draft an athlete. I want them to draft somebody that they have seen on tape that can actually sack the quarterback. I'm done with Zach Taylor saying Shamar Stewart, he's a heck of an athlete. We love athletes. And what has he done? He's had 1 sack this year, man. Like it doesn't make sense. But they need help at safety so bad. Geno Stone is god awful. That touchdown that they gave up, he was afraid to hit the ball carrier. He never likes to wrap up when he tackles, so always just try to hit him with the shoulder. And 9 times out of 10, pardon my language, he fucking misses, and it pisses me off. This is the wine talking right now, Brian. I'm sorry, but yeah, that's where I'm at with that.
Okay, so part 2 of this question from Matt. He says, so would you want the Bengals to trade up if it guaranteed getting Downs or stay put? Is that the smartest move?
They never trade in the draft, so I'm not putting my hopes up for them to trade up. They won't. They never have. I'm fine with them not doing that at this point because I'm
He
used
also,
to it, I guess, at this point. But those are 2 great questions.
he also throws out here, fleece the Bengals if Caleb Downs is there for the Browns pick.
You guys don't need anybody on defense. Like, don't even give me that.
No, we don't. I
I
really like if they draft somebody on defense, I will just I mean, I did it this year live at Winking Lizard in Independence. I was just like everybody's looking at me. I'm like, oh my God, like we need so much help on the offensive side of things, and we
yeah.
draft a defensive tackle.
Okay, so I was thinking of Ruben Bain. Yeah,
Yep,
I could see
Miami.
Ruben Bain's most likely going to be drafted before the Bengals pick, I would imagine. Now, if he is there still, gosh, some of these mock drafts, they have Caleb Downs going to Tennessee at 4, and that would suck. I would hate to see that, but damn it, it's probably going to happen. I'm kind of looking at a couple of edge rushers here. Cassius Howe. Ooh, Howe from Texas A&M. I don't mind that. That's what this guy has. The Bengals picking at 10. But man, I just wouldn't be surprised for whatever reason though if one of these other guys kind of drops to 10 for the Bengals. So
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see, man. I want to do a podcast with you, a live podcast on draft night for the first round, just to get some good reactions there.
Don't worry. For those of you that are planning for the, I don't know, 4 months from now, we will have a live podcast. We might have the whole network 216 in on it. Might have some other guests.
That'd be sweet. That'd be really cool.
Might do it live from somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. We got a lot in the works for that.
Yeah.
But that's enough draft talk for now. Let's focus in on the weekly wrap up here. Some key injuries to teams that are playoff bound or are already in the playoffs. You've got Darnell Washington, tight end of the Steelers, the like 350-pound tight end. He broke his arm, season-ending injury. Just another reason why I'm not even close to confident in the Steelers this week against the Ravens. Trent Williams, I don't know if you've heard anything, left tackle for the 49ers.
Hmm.
He had an injury that basically went out of the game and didn't come back. If he misses some playoff time, that could be huge.
Big problem.
Jordan Riley, the defensive tackle for Green Bay, an Achilles injury, another big blow to the defense for the Packers. Rashid Shaheed, wide receiver for the Seahawks, formerly of the New Orleans Saints, in concussion protocol. And then not an injury, but something that just came up today with the Stephon Diggs stuff. I mean, he's facing charges of felony strangulation, suffocation, misdemeanor assault, and battery. Now he is denying everything,
Of course he
but
is.
we saw the same thing happen with Judkins. And I'm speaking as a Browns fan with Judkins, Mike Hall. Um, you know, the NFL is not surprised to, it would not be a surprise to suspend him, and he could miss some of the playoffs or all the playoffs, honestly, for New England.
Hmm.
So Um, I guess with the injuries, is there a big injury that concerns you for that playoff team?
For any of the playoff teams,
Mhm.
I think the 49ers, like you said, that could be big. That's the biggest one for sure. They've already gotten beat up with injuries this year too, man. So, yeah, that one's definitely going to be a problem. If I'm a 49ers fan, I'm definitely a little worried there. Um, but who knows, man? I'm so excited for these playoffs this year. Even though the Bengals aren't even in it, I can't wait to watch them. There are so many good matchups this year.
It's gonna be fun, and it pretty much starts. I mean, it kind of almost started like this past week.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, you had um, the Texans beat the Chargers, right? And I know you're high on the Texans all of a sudden. C.J. Stroud is getting hot at the right time. I
Yep.
I wouldn't want to play the Texans if I was in the playoffs. Would you?
No, their defense is unbelievable. I would be extremely nervous to play the Texans. Now, if the game is on the line, as Stroud has to march down the field and go 75 yards to score a touchdown, I don't know if I like their chances there. But I think their defense, again, this doesn't use, I think you brought this up, defense wins championships. We don't hear that much anymore.
Hmm.
But man, I think there's an excuse for this one for the Texans this year. I really do.
Oh yeah. Um, Yeah, no, I would not wanna see them if I was an opposing fan base. I would not wanna see
I
them on
know.
the list, especially with how, I guess we could just say, shaky all the other playoff teams
Oh
have been.
yeah.
The Chargers, we already mentioned the Steelers, but, uh, so if Diggs does, and Matt jumps in and says Diggs for the Patriots, does that count as an injury? No, but if if Diggs does miss the playoffs, do you think Do you think that affects the Patriots at all, or do you think with Drake May, how good he's playing this year, that it wouldn't even matter?
I mean, I think it does. I mean, as of right now, they're playing a division rival in the first round as in the Buffalo Bills, man. And I know the Bills didn't look so good against the Eagles last week, but that's a tough game coming out of the gate. Do I still think New England wins that game? Yes, because Buffalo's defense is a little suspect. And man, did what's his name? Oh my God, why am I drawing Allen? He just looked off on Sunday, so they're gonna have to figure some things out. But I'm very much still looking forward to watching that game. That's gonna be a close one.
Love it. Yeah, no, dude, that game was hilarious to me. The Eagles and Bills. Obviously, I didn't,
Yeah.
as a Browns fan, I don't really care, but to see number one, the fact that Josh Allen scored both touchdowns on the tush push when the Bills were one of the teams that were asking to get it banned, that was
Yeah,
hilarious to me. And
yeah.
then I
I
noticed uh, on Twitter afterwards, this Eagles fan base continues to just like blow my mind. So there's a guy on there, some Eagles reporter or whatever, and he's like, kind of doing the woe is me thing. He's like, well, Jalen Hurts, if he would have had the same performance that Josh Allen had, he would have been, getting burned at the stake and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, dude, again, you just won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
You are 11-5. You just clinched your division.
Yep.
You're having another great season, and you just beat the Bills. And your first thing you do after the victory, that fans, if there were any Eagles fans in Buffalo that week, I'm sure they were booing on every mistake that the Eagles made. And here's this guy coming on social media talking about, oh, Josh Allen doesn't get as much criticism as Jalen Hurts. Dude, come on, enjoy your victory, dude. Shut your mouth. Like,
I
holy
know.
cow, it's never ending. It's like suffocating from the Eagles fans.
Yep.
Oh my
I know.
gosh.
I'm with you, man. I definitely with you. I mean, are you worried at all, like if you're a Bills fan, on how Allen played? Because man, he made some bad decisions on Sunday.
I mean, he has a couple of those games every year though. Like
Yeah.
I feel like every year in the playoffs, the only reason he loses is because Patrick Mahomes gets the damn ball with a minute or whatever left after Josh Allen just scored, and then Patrick Mahomes comes and scores on top of that. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. So the other game that I loved, and I'm sure you did too, the 49ers and the Bears. The Bears only lose because they basically ran out of time. A team that you said is not a playoff team.
Man.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
Um,
changing it to where they would most likely have to go play Green Bay. Is that correct? In the first round?
so here I can pull it up. So here's the standings as they are.
I think
Uh, I,
they would play Green, yeah, because they would be the 2 seed, and then the
yep,
Packers are the 7 seed.
yep.
So, gosh, that's going to be another really good game. As long as Love comes back and he's healthy. But man, you're starting to make me kind of a believer in the Bears with them being at home that game.
Number two, sir. Number two.
I know,
Clinched
I
their
know,
division. Like
I know.
it's not an
I
easy division.
It's not. I agree. I'll just say that I wouldn't be, I guess, surprised if they beat the Packers at home, but I don't see them moving and winning the divisional round. I'll just say that. I do not think they get past the wild card or past the divisional round.
I think you're nuts. I think they're going to be in the NFC Championship game this year, and I don't think there's any doubt
Wow.
about it. I think they can beat any of these teams, including Seattle.
I Seattle, man, who would have thought, like, as like before the season started, who's going to be the potential number one seeds in the playoffs? And you're saying the Broncos and the Seahawks. Like, that's just crazy. It's
I mean, it's
unreal.
not. Yeah, I guess. Well, with the Seahawks with Darnold,
Sam
but
Darnold, like, it's just
it's
we
their
talked about it
defense.
earlier in the year. It's like all these quarterbacks that have been around the block, like they're starting to hit now. Like, it's weird. It's super weird,
Well,
but it's exciting.
I think it's become pretty clear that the NFL doesn't have a quarterbacks problem; it has a quarterback development problem, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
just these kids in college, they're winning. The coaches are winning the best way that they can, which is not to develop the quarterback. It's just to do it for them, right? They're helping them with the reads. They're telling them where to go. They're telling them what to look for, and they tell them that all that stuff before the play even happens. And then in the NFL, all of a sudden, it's all on the quarterback. So they're not developing quarterbacks for the NFL, right? They're developing quarterbacks to win a national championship, and I don't blame them. But
Hmm.
you just gotta almost like we've got to turn back the time, right? And go back to like developing quarterbacks and giving them time. And rather than like, oh, we threw him out there for 5 games. And, oh, Shador Sanders sucks. He's played 5 games. He's not the answer. He's not the answer. It's clear. I mean, like, even my guy Justin here, he jumped in. He said, just jumping on, but I was impressed with the progress of Sanders. And, Justin is a Browns fan. But I know a lot of people were skeptical of Sanders. It's like, dude, like again, it's only 5 games and everybody's rushing to just put these guys to the stakes. But anyway, back to our conversation with the playoffs here. Again, who of these teams is better? And the only playoff spot that's up for grabs in the NFC is the Carolina Panthers. If they
Yeah.
lose to the Buccaneers and Atlanta loses, then Tampa Bay moves into that 4 spot. But regardless, other than that, if San Francisco beats Seattle this week, then they swap spots, right? And San Francisco gets the bye week. So technically, those 2 teams are kind of playing a playoff game, if you ask me.
Yeah. No,
Um,
that's true.
which of these teams do you think is a hands down favorite to beat Chicago this year?
Oh boy. I think I'm gonna say Philly, man. I don't know why. I just feel like Philly, when it comes to the playoffs, they're going to just kind of show the world like really who they are. They had a couple of rough weeks this in the season, but I just I don't know. They're just such a complete team. And I know a lot has to do with like how Hurts plays and everything, but their defense is good. I think it will give Caleb some issues. So
Mm.
I think if anything, I think the Eagles. I think that they would play the Eagles potentially in the divisional round too. Man, I feel bad for the Rams having to play the Eagles too on the road because that's just crazy how the Rams are a 6 seed right now. It's absolutely crazy.
Well, if Matthew Stafford keeps up his MVP season, it'll be all right.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
Let's flip over to the AFC. So a couple people have commented here. Number one, Matt says the Patriots without Diggs like the Bengals without Jamar Chase.
I
I
don't
don't.
know if it's that bad. I don't know. That's Jamar is man. I mean, Jamar is so much better than Stephon Diggs. I don't care what anybody says. But
Oh yeah.
I don't know. What are your thoughts there?
Nah, I don't think it's that big of an impact as it would be for the Bengals, but I still think it has an impact, right? If everybody has to get bumped up on the wide receiver depth chart,
Mhm.
it becomes more difficult, right? Then you're leaning on people that are out of their way. I mean, we've talked already a little bit about Pittsburgh and Baltimore in the playoffs. Like it's basically a playoff game, right? Win, you're in; lose, you're
Yeah.
out. So if if Lamar Jackson comes back and plays this week, healthy or
Mhm.
unhealthy, you then think Pittsburgh is going to win?
I mean that's the spread is very I that's the first time I've even looked at it, and it looks like a lot of people are on the Ravens to cover, which makes me like the Steelers even more. Um, but I would probably I think the Steelers do win this game. I somehow, some way, I think they find a way. Um, if it were in Baltimore, though, I think I would be saying something different. But I just don't know who's starting at quarterback for the Ravens right now. And I'm telling you, man, like if Lamar plays, I think that the Steelers win. And if Huntley plays, the Ravens will win. I
Hmm.
just, I don't know. I just feel like Lamar has just had such a weird year. And I think he's got a lot of pressure on him going into this playoff if they make it in. Um, so yeah, that's like I said, I'm looking forward to it. I think whoever loses this game, either Harbaugh or Tomlin, they're going to get fired.
I'm with
So
you there.
yeah, so yeah, it should be very exciting to watch.
I honestly think, as wild as it is to say out loud, that even if whichever team wins, in all honesty, whoever wins, I don't think they're winning their first round matchup,
Mhm.
whoever that is, because I think
Houston,
all the teams on this list are better than both the Steelers
yeah,
and the Ravens. So as crazy as it is to say, I think there's a realistic possibility that both Harbaugh and Tomlin get fired this year. I think just for like pure like you haven't done it for long. It's been so long since you've won a playoff game,
yeah,
and new voice or whatever people say. So,
I mean, dude, the Steelers fans I think Steelers fans and Ravens fans, they're all done with their coaches. They're both done.
oh, they
I don't think
definitely are.
I don't think you could find a Steelers fan to say, "Oh yeah, I love Tomlin." Like same thing that goes with Harbaugh, I think. So,
Yeah, which is honestly wild as a Browns fan. I mean, I kind of understand like 500 isn't really what you're aiming for, but it's like
mhm,
I just look at Mike Tomlin and I look at how he's won with,
yeah,
how he's stayed over 500 with like the dog bleep quarterback play he's had, like
yeah,
Duck Hodges and Mason Rudolph and like all these just terrible quarterbacks, and somehow the guy keeps winning, right? And it's like, could you imagine if you just give Mike Tomlin a decent quarterback again, like Ben Roethlisberger? I just
yeah. I would agree with that. I don't know, man. I feel like when he won the Super Bowl back in 2005, no, what was it? 2000, whatever it was. He got a really stacked roster handed down to him,
yeah, for sure.
and then he ends up getting blown out basically by the Packers in another Super Bowl. I don't know. I just feel like Tomlin's always going to be an average coach. Like he's not going to get you to Super Bowl anytime any soon. I can tell you that much.
No,
Do I think he gets hired as a head coach somewhere else? Yeah, I think so for sure. I think it'd be hilarious if he went to Cleveland. I mean, would you want him or not?
hell yeah, you would not hear
Okay.
one single complaint from me, and I will argue
Oh,
with any Browns fan out there as to why he is a much better fit than whatever. There's number
okay.
one, let's just be real. He's not working for Jimmy Haslam. So there's no
Yeah,
way that's happening, unfortunately. We have to eliminate head coaches just based on the amount of power that they have because of
sure.
our owner that's got his head way bigger than it should be for a football organization that he knows nothing about still, even after owning it for 12 years or whatever it's been. But no, I don't. I would love to have Tomlin here, but I still don't understand why they want him fired. Um, so there's a lot going on in the chat here. So number
Oh
one,
boy.
Matt says Bears, Denver, Super Bowl. So there you go. That'd be even better. I would absolutely love. I
No,
think
it's
you would.
not.
If the Bears
Uh,
go to the Super Bowl, I think you're gonna have to owe me another winking lizard lunch.
that's fine. That's fine.
Justin said he's off to bed. Happy New Year, old
Happy
man.
New Year,
So
man.
Justin, if you're still on, we're also old. This is a late show for
Yeah,
us.
I'm ready for bed.
Oh my gosh. 50. It looks like Matt agrees with you. 50% chance that Lamar's on a new team next year.
Yes, I'm telling you, man. Like he is going to hear it from the fan base if he comes back and loses this game, or if he doesn't come back and play in the game. I'm
Mm.
telling you, man, these guys are going to turn on him and he's going to want out. Something will happen in the offseason. I'm telling you, I think Lamar's gone.
It's
I'm
possible, I
all
guess,
for it.
but we'll see. We'll see. Um, all right. Well, let's talk about the games up ahead that we have to look forward to here. Um, I've got three games. I mean, basically the three games that have the most meaning, right? Is
Yeah.
number one, your Panthers and Bucks Saturday night,
Yep.
4:30. You got the 49ers and Seahawks at 8 o'clock on Saturday. I just mentioned that the winner of that game basically has a bye.
Hmm.
Not basically, they do have a bye in the first round. So to me, that's if I'm coaching, that's a playoff game. And then you've got obviously we've also talked about the Ravens and Steelers 8:20 Sunday night. Are there any other games of consequence to you?
No. Those are the
Okay.
three games that I'm probably going to watch this week, besides our game, of course.
Yeah, of course. So what I mean, what do you have? What are you thinking there? Any of three of those games? How do you think those go?
That Panthers Buccaneers game, man, is going to be a good one. Um, I think Tampa Bay's favored by 2.5. That's just basically for them being at home, I think, at this
Yep,
point.
yep.
Um, I think Tampa Bay ends up winning this game with them being at home. Yeah, Tampa Bay has fallen off, man, and I feel like Your boy Baker is just playing hurt again, and it's killing him. Um, I don't know. I'm not willing to bet against the Buccaneers yet. Against the Panthers. Now, but granted, I can see the Panthers coming in and Bryce Young balling out too, right? Like it can happen. But with Tampa Bay being at home, I like the Bucks. I'll just tell you what I like for those 3 games. How about that?
Sure.
Um, and then Seattle and San Francisco. Seattle's 1.5 point favorites, it looks like, in San Francisco. Um, I like San Francisco in it, man. I do. I really like these home teams this week for sure. And then like I said, I like the Steelers. So yeah, all 3 home teams are gonna win. That's what I'm saying.
So let me ask you then. So you think the Buccaneers are going to win, and
Hmm.
the Falcons play the Saints, who Tyler Shook, according to Twitter, now is like the best player ever because he had a good game against the Titans. Um, do you think that and the Falcons are favored at home? Do you
Hmm.
think that the Falcons also win and the Buccaneers get into the playoffs then?
I think the Falcons will win that game. Yes, I do.
Mm, okay.
Yep.
Well, I guess we'll see. I don't have any faith in Baker. I've seen him play healthy and injured, and a lot of times when the game is needs a throw the most is when he throws his picks at the end of the game. And I got a feeling that's coming. I think the
Okay.
Panthers are going to win. I think I agree with you on the 49ers, but again, I just watching the Steelers last week, I don't think there's any chance. I mean, the Steelers need a frickin' they need their run game to just go off, and they need to somehow slow down Derrick Henry, which after last week, boy, good luck. Um, I don't see it happening.
Bryant, this is again Vegas laughing at you right now. Everybody is going to be on the Ravens for that game. I'm
Sure.
telling you right now, the Steelers will win this game. It's happening.
Uh,
But and
Matt
I'm
had a
not.
couple.
And here's the thing: I'm not rooting for the Steelers. I want the Ravens to win. I don't want to. I would love to see the Steelers blow this game. I really would in this opportunity because they really had everything in front of them and they just completely shit the bed the last couple weeks of the season. So don't get it twisted. I'm a Ravens fan this week, but I think the Steelers win.
Don't get it twisted. I don't want to see either team win, to be
No, well, yeah,
honest.
obviously. I mean, come on, like.
If I got to say that that the Browns were part of the reason that the Steelers did not make the playoffs, I would not be mad. Um,
Okay, yeah.
but let's flip it over to the Browns and Bengals game coming up here. A lot on the line.
Miles
What do
Garrett,
you
man.
what do you see from this game that only really matters for pride and maybe the head coaches and the players, and nothing to do with standings?
Dude, I don't even want Burrow in there because I feel like Miles Garrett's going to try to kill somebody out there until he gets the record.
Oh,
Um, I just, um, do I think Miles Garrett gets the sack record? I think he does, but man, I think it'd be hilarious at this point if he doesn't, especially going against the Bengals. Um, Bengals are 7.5 point favorites at home, which is pretty crazy to me because Burrow never plays well against the Browns defense. So honestly, I love the Browns to cover in that. I honestly would not be surprised if this is another game where Sanders kind of looks decent going into next season, and that could change some things for you, Brian, in the offseason. If Sanders comes in and he balls out, I'm telling you, like you're gonna be like, man, we got our guy, we got our guy. So we'll
buddy,
see.
my opinion is you give him all next year and see how he develops. I mean,
Yeah,
he's gone from like I don't know this outcast, terrible fifth round pick, right? Like just everybody's dogging on him to like he blossomed and learned so much in 5 games or 6 games or whatever it's been so far.
yeah,
I, I'm I am absolutely excited to see him with a whole
okay.
offseason and an entire another year. And honestly, I don't think the Browns have another choice. If you trade up for a first round draft pick to draft Mendoza or more, and you give up, I don't know, 3 high assets, dude. Those are 3 assets that we need so damn
Yeah,
bad right now.
for
Like,
sure.
go ahead, throw Mendoza behind this offensive line that's absolutely
Hmm.
32nd, probably 38th in the league if there were 6 more teams.
Yeah.
And throw him with Jerry Jeudy as his wide receiver 1 and see how great he does. I don't think you're gonna see much better, but, as far as the game goes, I keep going on these damn rants. Um, as far as the game goes, I think you're right. I think I've been saying it for 2 weeks. I think Myles Garrett was gonna get the sack record, but I also did not anticipate that the Bills were going to completely create their game plan to avoid Myles Garrett at all costs,
Right.
and I did not think that, Aaron Rodgers was so stubborn to, he'd rather take incompletions and negative 5-yard plays than allow the sack record to be had on his watch. So,
Yeah.
but the good news is for the Browns fans anyway, oh boy, so you got Matt in here who says he's gonna get 3 to 4 sacks. I don't see that happening,
I
but,
mean, I could see him getting two.
oh, yeah.
Dude, he balls out against the Bengals. Like their defense looks so good every time against them. So I wonder. I'm gonna look this up. Keep talking. I'm gonna see how many sacks. I think Myles Garrett had a couple in Week 1 against the Bengals.
Well, and
Um,
yeah, I think he did because I think he got off to a hot start, but
right.
it the nice thing is you guys don't have a great offensive line in the Bengals. Joey B loves to hold on to the ball to, like, let the receivers get open, right? Which is, it's not terrible,
Hmm.
I mean, I think the thing that's really hurt him is the interior line of the defense for the Browns is just not getting any pressure, right? It's like
Yeah.
you can see the outsides coming in, and the quarterback has all this room to step up in the
Hmm.
pocket once we lost Malik Collins. So I could see him getting 1 or 2, but I don't know, I think Matt's a little crazy with 3 or 4. Of course, me
He
saying
hit.
that. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say he had two Week 1. So yeah, I think he gets it. He's going up against Orlando Brown Jr., who just is so on and off this year, man. Like he's not the player he used to be. I can tell you that, especially in Kansas when he was in Kansas City. But he was also um, a he was also right tackle at that point. So um, yeah, I think that he'll be fine. I think he gets the record. Unfortunately, I think that's actually the only reason what my cousin he's going to go to the game and he's like, I want to see Myles Garrett break the record. But he said it would also be funny if he doesn't get it. So
Yeah. Well, honestly, it's kind of a weird game, right? Like, I think I could see it going both ways. I could see it being a shootout. You mentioned Shador might have a big game. I could see them going back and forth, him and Joey B, and the defense just kinda, like, not being as good. But I could also see at the same time, like, I could also see it being similar to the first week, right, where it was a low scoring game.
mhm.
Denzel Ward is back. He played a pretty damn good game last week, and I could totally see the Browns shutting them down, and it being Browns try to run out the clock and keep the possessions limited for Joey B as well.
Yeah,
Um, and I could see you guys kind of like what was it, the Ravens game on Thanksgiving where you're kicking a bunch of field goals but not scoring a
yeah,
lot of
could
touchdowns.
be.
I could totally see that too. So
Yep.
ultimately, what do you see for oh, here you go. You got Matt says, 1 sack for every beer I drink. Oh boy. Well, you're gonna be a little less lubricated, I think, than on most Sundays than Matt. Uh, Nick, what do you think what's your prediction for the game this week?
I think the Bengals win. Their defense has been playing better, which that's why I'm leaning towards the Bengals. That 7.5 point spread is weird. Like, but I can see the Bengals winning, but the Browns covering. So like I'm gonna go with I'm gonna say Bengals uh 24 to 17. And then the rate, but the Browns still cover. I like
Hmm,
that.
interesting. We're pretty close there. I have got it. Uh, Bengals 24, Browns 20.
Okay.
Um, this is going to be probably the best weather game that the Browns have played, and I think over a month. As crazy as that is, it's been either rainy, huge gusts of like 50 to 60 mile an hour
Yeah.
winds, like 12 degrees out in Chicago. Like, this is going to be a treat. It's going to be 34 and
Hmm.
cloudy is the big problem right now, unless
Right.
the weather changes. But yeah, no, I think, like you said, I think it's going to be a close game. I think the Browns are able to keep up. And yeah, no, I don't see the Bengals running away with it, even though a lot of people are probably putting money on that right now.
Yep.
Um, what are your locks for the week? Do you have any locks for the week for us this week?
Oh gosh, I knew you were gonna ask me that, and what's my record, Brian? Like 4-27, roughly.
Well, I'll just share with the whole with everybody listening in live right now that we will definitely be keeping track next year of our records for our our
Yes.
locks of the week. I'm not doing much better. I've had a couple bumps in the road. Last week I went 0-2 as the Eagles and Bills and the Cardinals and Bengals. Well, the Eagles and Bills were way under the over, and then the Cardinals and Bengals, I think, were under by a point and a half. So good on you, Vegas. You're
Yeah.
right around where you should have been. But I can throw mine out there if you want to keep looking for a moment.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I've got I really like we talked about the 49ers Seahawks game over and over again already. I think it's got huge implications. I would much rather have a playoff bye. So I think it's going to be a high scoring affair. You just saw the 49ers go, blow for blow with the Bears. A lot of high scoring games for both teams all year. The over for total points, 49 and a half. I could easily see this being a 31-28
Hmm.
game or higher. So I
Okay.
like that. I also like the over for the Bears Lions game. I know the Lions don't have anything to play for, but I cannot imagine Dan Campbell. I don't think he's had a season where he hasn't made the playoffs yet, but I can't imagine, or maybe his first season he did. I'm not sure. But I can't imagine that Dan Campbell doesn't have these guys ready to run through a brick
Yeah.
wall to finish out the year. And I could see it being a huge run game for the Lions, and the Bears are obviously fighting for playoff positioning. I think
Hmm.
it's going to be another high scoring game again. I could easily see it being 31-28 or higher. So both of those, I think, take the over. That would be my guess. What do you got for
Okay.
us?
Okay, so are there any teams that have announced that they're resting starters? Like that's what scares me. Like I should have done more research on this, but okay, so I think that the Rams end up covering against the Cardinals. I think it's 7.5. The Rams are at home. The Cardinals are horrible. I know it's a divisional game, but I think the Rams come out and um, they are pissed off from last week. I say they come in and they win in that game and cover. The other one I'm looking at is, gosh, these spreads are so weird.
Well,
I'm
just
trying to predict, trying to do an over, but like I like a lot of these spreads, which is probably a bad thing.
so the Rams, just so you know, the Rams cannot move up or down. There's no
See, that's what's okay. All
so
right,
my
all right.
guess is they're resting starters. Matt jumps in here and says Justin Herbert is out. So I would guess. Let me look at the
Mm.
AFC.
So that's okay. So that's a good point. If Herbert is okay, so if Herbert is out and they're playing the Broncos need to play their starters to lock in that number one seed. It looks like
Well,
Denver, I think, is 12.5, right?
they don't need to. So here's how Denver can get the number one seed: is they can win,
Okay.
or a New England loss and a tie, or if they lose and New England loses and Jacksonville loses, then
Yeah, but
they
they're
want to
gonna
win.
play their starters. Yeah.
Yes.
I give me the Broncos in that game to cover. I think it's at 12. It's either at 12.5 or 11.5 right now. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, especially with Herbert being out. I didn't even think about Herbert being out, so that's a great call right there.
Mm.
Um, give me also, you know what? Give me a shootout in Atlanta. 42 or 43.5 over Saints and Falcons. I like it.
Wait, if you would have said that like 8 weeks ago or something with any New Orleans game, I would have looked at you sideways. But can't argue with
Something,
you there.
yeah, something just seems I feel like everybody's expecting this to be kind of a low scoring game. And especially too, I'm sure it's a trap game. I guarantee this game's going to end up being like 17-10. Now that I think about it, but you know what? No, we're going to end on a hot streak here, Brian. Give me the over.
That's all right. We'll do a recap for our Super Bowl show or whatever. We'll make sure the fans know how bad we did for these
Yeah,
last few picks anyway. Matt says Matt says you're welcome on the Justin Herbert tip.
appreciate it, Matt.
Uh, Matt says 6-3. I don't remember you doing 9 picks last week, but Matt's pretty good at his predictions.
Damn.
What other thing let's touch on before we hop out of here? I know we've talked about it pretty much for 2 weeks straight now, so not a whole lot
Mhm.
more to say, but Ohio State does play Miami
Yep.
on New Year's Eve. Oh, that's the score. Matt says it's going to be a 6-3 score because he's over.
It's probably will be.
Probably fair. But yeah, no. So the Buckeyes have a big game, their first playoff game this year against the Miami Hurricanes.
Yep.
Um, Interestingly enough, I made a very bold, I guess, bold prediction. I didn't think it was very bold since the spread is 9.5 points in favor of the Buckeyes, but I said that the Buckeyes were going to win by 10 points or more.
Hmm.
And you would think that the Miami Hurricanes fans thought that the spread was half a point because they think majority of their fan base thinks that the Miami Hurricanes are going to win by double digits. They think that the Ohio State schedule was soft, and they think that their trenches, being the defensive line and their offensive line, are leagues better than Ohio State's, and of course.
Hmm.
So, what are your thoughts going into this game? I know you like Miami against Texas A&M to begin with. What
Yep.
are you seeing for this game coming up?
Yeah, man. I expect this to be a low scoring game. I think the over under is 40.5. I really like the under.
Mm,
Both teams know how to play defense. I think that Miami's defense is going to give Ohio State's offense some issues to at least start the game.
mm,
Um,
sure.
but 9.5 points is a lot, man. Like I can easily see Ohio State will win the game. They will win the game. I'm staying clear away from that spread though. I think it could go either way. Like Ohio State might win by 14 or they might win by 4. I don't know. It's a toss up, but I think if I had a gun to my head to say you have to bet the game, like either the over under or the spread, I would say give me the under at this point. So I think it's going to be fun. I think, like I said, I think Miami might put up a fight for this first half, but Ohio State will run away with it potentially in the second half.
So, see, and Matt jumps in here and says Ohio State wins 2 to 3 touchdowns.
Man,
I honestly, I don't think he's crazy.
yeah,
I mean,
it could happen.
listen, the reason that Miami's defense played so well against Texas A&M, I think, was because of the wind, right? Because every
Hmm.
time they try to throw a deep ball, it was nowhere close, right? And it was an insanely windy game on Kyle Field, whatever you
Yeah.
say that. But I don't think that the Ohio State offensive line is just gonna bleed all week or all game and just get decimated by.
Hmm.
I mean, even Ruben Bain and what they've got in Miami. Like, sure, they're good, but I don't think Ohio State's offensive line is a bunch of scrubs. I think the
Huh.
offensive, sure, they can stop the run game, but my guess is that we start with the pass game, kind of like we did.
Yep.
I can't even remember what game it was off the top of my head right now, but we start with the pass game to set up the run game, right? And we hit them with the pass, with the pass, with the pass. Um, and we just have too many weapons, right? Like Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate are just too damn good. I think
Hmm.
the offensive line gives saying enough time to deliver the ball, and I think we can put up points. And on the other side of the ball, I do not have any faith in Carson Beck. So I'm guessing that he throws at least one interception, possibly
Yeah,
two.
I would agree with that.
So to me, I don't think it's going to be some huge blowout like we've seen against Wisconsin or whatever in the Big Ten championship 10 years ago.
Hmm.
But I think what you're looking at is I think Ohio State wins. Sure, like you said, maybe it's close at halftime, right? Maybe it's, I don't know, 10-14. Buckeyes winning by 4 points, but I honestly don't see the Buckeyes giving up more than 10 points, and I think that the final score for the Buckeyes is 24-10.
Okay. I like that pick. I like that score prediction. I was actually just kind of looking at a stat here. I didn't even notice this, but Miami is 0-6 against the spread in their last 6 games against the Big Ten. It's actually pretty crazy to think that.
Mhm.
And yeah, I don't know. I just don't. I'm trying to think about what Vegas is thinking on this because uh, are people going to be in panic mode because of how Ohio State played against Indiana, right? And how Miami's defense looks pretty solid against Texas A&M. So I just, like I said, I don't know. I'm going to stick with my gut here and say that Ohio State wins, but it's going to be closer than what people think. For some, I'm going against the opposite of what I like, Brian, at this point.
Sure.
I'm that
I like
bad. And Matt, give me all the shit you want. That's fine. I don't care. Go ahead. Go type up another little comment. I don't care. I it's just yeah, but Ohio State will win, low scoring game. That's where I'm at.
Oh, that's fine. And I mean, I was gonna say, dude. So where's the? Oh man, it's so hard to follow on FanDuel. Here it's still a 9.5 point spread. So that's what
Yeah.
it was when it opened up, was 9.5 point spread, and here
Hmm.
it is still today, right now, 9.5 point spread. So all these confident Miami fans that think that they're gonna blow us out, obviously are not putting the money where the mouth is.
Yeah.
And yeah, Matt says Downs gets a defensive touchdown. Tate blows up. Beck will eventually implode in the second half. 4 turnovers by Beck. Ooh, that'd be nice, but I
Four.
don't I don't see all that happening. But I do see Beck, you know, getting definitely tricked by um, that Matt Patricia led defense with all that star-studded lineup they've got.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of the professionals are kind of split with Ohio State covering or not. They all have Ohio State winning straight up, of course,
Yeah.
which is also a red flag to me. That's never a good sign, honestly, at least in the NFL, in my experience.
Well, this is the NFL, buddy.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but no, I can't wait, man. I'm excited. It should be a great game. It's got Stranger Things tomorrow night too, the finale. It's going to be a great night.
You're gonna have to see if you've got another crowd to talk to on this podcast, because I got 5 seasons to catch up on, I guess, if we're gonna start talking about that. But yeah, no, that's all we've got for you tonight. That's gonna wrap up another week's episode of the Rust Belt Rivalry podcast. We will be doing, so this will be our final weekly show. We will be doing a Super Bowl preview show at some point.
Yep.
But Browns fans, Bengals fans, let's look forward to the draft. Matt, who's been jumping in here, and myself will be doing another podcast talking about mock drafts and all the players coming out from college. So we've got that to look forward to. As Nick pours us another glass of vino here, we got Buckeye Nation, obviously a lot to look forward to tomorrow night, and hopefully another big playoff run. So Nick, take us away, buddy.
Yep. I'm pretty buzzed right now. So this was a great show. I had a great time. Make sure you guys subscribe, leave us a review, hit us up on social media. I love the whole live thing here that Brian's got going for us right now. So this is our first year doing this, man. Like I said, Brian, we're gonna do one more show for the Super Bowl, but really looking forward to next year doing this. So yeah, everybody have a happy new year. Go Bengals, go Bucks.
We'll see you on the flip side.